Nathan Zegura here with your post-game analysis presented by CDW. Unfortunately, this fun Browns season has come to an end as the Browns fall 22-17 to the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional round of the playoffs at Arrowhead Stadium. And while this game will be remembered for a lot of things, it certainly shouldn't mar what has been a great season for the Cleveland Browns. So how did we get there? A 5-point game, one in which the Browns had the ball, looking to drive to take the lead late in the fourth quarter. Well, here we go. It started off with the Chiefs getting the ball. They went 75 yards, Pat Mahomes touchdown, and it was 6-0 as Harrison Butker missed the extra point. The Browns' next possession, they would go down the field and ultimately end up with a field goal, 6-3. The Chiefs, again, 75 yards, touchdown, 13-3. The Browns would not be able to convert one of their next possessions. They'd have to punt it back. The Chiefs would get another field goal. It would be 16-3 when the Browns got the ball with 3 minutes and some change left in the first half. That would be only their third offensive possession. We talked about the Browns possessing the football, but in this game, it was the Chiefs who were just controlling the football, controlling the clock, and they were up 16-3. Well, the Browns answered with a big drive when they needed it. Baker Mayfield was absolutely dealing from the pocket. A couple big plays. One to Hollywood Higgins got them down the field. And then he found Hollywood from the 26, and Hollywood went for the end zone. He reached out, he stretched out his hands to get the ball into the end zone, and as he did, a helmet-to-helmet hit from Sorensen knocked the ball free. It went into the end zone, out the side. It was ruled a touchback, and while that play is reviewable, and it was certainly clear that there was a helmet-to-helmet hit that should have been flagged, that portion of it not reviewable. So instead of a Browns touchdown cutting it to 16-10 when they would have gotten the ball to start the second half, it ends up a touchback. The Chiefs get it. They go down the field, get a field goal, 19-3 at the half, and things were not looking good. But you know this Browns team is resilient. They open the second half. Baker Mayfield intercepted by the Chiefs. Tyrann Mathieu gets the pick, and the Chiefs had the ball inside the Browns' 20. The Browns defense holds to a field goal attempt. Harrison Butker, who had missed that extra point, misses a field goal. 19-3 still. The Browns then go 77 yards. Baker Mayfield getting that ground game going. They didn't have it in the first half. Only 6 rushing attempts with those 3 possessions. Well, Nick Chubb, some big runs, some angry stiff arms. And at the end, it was Baker to Jarvis Landry. Touchdown Browns. It's now 19-10. On the very next possession for the Chiefs, they were moving the ball once again. Patrick Mahomes on a quarterback option, got a first down, but was knocked out of the game with a concussion. In comes Chad Henne. They would get a field goal, 22-10 at that point. But the Browns would once again go right down the field, 75 yards, culminating in a Kareem Hunt touchdown in his return to Kansas City. It was 22-17 going into the fourth quarter. Now, Chad Henne would have the ball moving down the field, took a shot to the end zone, intercepted by the Browns. Karl Joseph gets the pick. The Browns have the ball down 22-17 with 8 minutes to go in the game. And here is where I think things got a little bit away from the Browns. They ended up going 12 yards in 7 plays, having to punt it back. But they converted a 4th down on a sneak and had to use a timeout. That would be critical. They burned a timeout right there pre-snap. They took 3 minutes and 51 seconds off the clock and a timeout. And they'd also use a timeout on a lost challenge earlier this half, so they're down to 1 remaining. That, unfortunately, would be key. They would punt the ball back to the Chiefs. And unfortunately, the Browns would not get the ball again. Chad Henne on a 3rd and 14 after a Myles Garrett sack, just around the 2-minute warning. It looked like the Browns would get the ball back with about 1 minute and 20 and no timeouts left. Chad Henne scrambles for 13.5, and on 4th down, they go for it, and it was Henne to Tyreek Hill, and the season was over, unfortunately, for the Browns. Anytime you go and you take on the defending Super Bowl champions, you've got to be at your best. And the Browns, I'm sure they're going to look back at this. A few drop passes. Nick Chubb struggled in the first half catching the football. The play with Hollywood at the end zone, that one is going to sting forever, and it should have been flagged, and unfortunately, it was not in that one. The timeouts that were used on the challenge that didn't go the right way, as well as the pre-snap late. Those all add up. The Browns did not win the turnover battle, and unfortunately, they did not win the game. But Browns fans, fear not, because the foundation has been built. This team has done it the right way. They will continue to add pieces, and this has been a magical season. 12 wins. You ended the Steelers season, a playoff win, the first one in 25 years. So you've had that feeling, and I can tell you the Browns are hungry, and we want more has never been more apropos. So it was a great season. We thank you for being with us all season long. We'll continue to give you the best off-season coverage as well at clevelandbrowns.com and the Browns mobile app. And we'll break down this game and really start to look back at what a wonderful season this was on Cleveland Browns Daily tomorrow with myself, Bo Bishop, and Joe Thomas starting at 1 o'clock. So again, to the best fans in the NFL, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this season. And remember, the word foundation. It has been built. Kevin Stefanski will have these guys ready to go when the time comes once again. 12 wins, a magical season, a playoff run, Baker Mayfield establishing himself as an elite quarterback, and there is more to come. This is Nathan Zegura signing off for the 2020 season from First Energy Stadium, saying thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Postgame Analysis presented by CDW.